Hello fam and welcome to Storytime with Yaz. Firstly, I am super sorry that I didn't upload a Testimony Tuesday last week, so to make up for it today you guys are getting a double feature. Yeah! The first thing I wanted to talk about, the first testimony I have to share is about getting this little sweater slash jumper, whatever you guys would like to call it. Because it's a pretty fun story. So back at the end of January, I was sitting in revival group and my friend Molly and I were in a group with another person and we were doing this kind of prophetic activation activity about how like just pulling like a Bible character's name up for the person that was being prophesied over. And Molly actually prophesied Deborah over me, which was kind of cool. I was just like, oh, I know of Deborah, but I don't know like a lot about her, so I'm gonna like look her up and like read about her and stuff like that. And then a couple weeks later, when Jeanette and I had just started U2, so again I'll link it down below if you haven't followed yet because it's really cool. We were, the first round of interviews we were doing, both girls that came and like we sat with and like spent some time with had a bee like kind of swirl down and just kind of casually land in front of them and like wander around, and neither of the girls were scared about it, which was really cool to me because I guess back in Australia a lot of people have a lot of fear about bees, and so I was just like, oh, like this is kind of like not normal. Like I recognized that there was something about it that was like kind of spiritual. And then so that was really cool to me. And then there was a couple of other points. Let me just see if I have them written down. Oh yeah, and then my friend Caitlin, we interned together at Evergreen. She had been sent this like necklace from her workplace in Reading, which is a prophetic jewelry company, and one of the pieces that was on it was a bee, and it was like very specific. It was like the only one that like didn't have like a note attached to it saying like what it was about, so we were kind of talking about it, and I remembered about like the day before when all these like bees had like landed in front of the girls that we were interviewing. And then so I decided to like that after the next day I was like out shopping with the girl I'm staying with, Tanya, and we went to H&M because we were like looking for stuff for a photo shoot for her website. And I like walked past this sweater and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't like really own anything green, and like that sweater has bees on it and I feel like the Lord's really speaking to me about bees. So it ended up being $10, like such a fun little funky knit, and I was just like I wanted another knit because like I hadn't brought that many with me because heaviness in a suitcase. And it was really cold at the time, so it was a bit of a cold snap, so I was like, I really need another sweater, and it was $10, and I was like, you know what, like I can afford that. Like I might not be rich, but $10 for a cute little knit I can afford. And then I looked up the name Deborah when I got home because like I felt like really nudged to by the Lord, and Deborah actually means honeybee. So I was thinking about what honey actually meant to me, and I just felt like it was like a representation of like spring and pollination and like growth and vibrancy and like this sticky gooey like love of the Holy Spirit. So I was just like, I felt like very loved and known by the Father in that moment, and so I kind of wanted to share that because I realized that I hadn't really shared that yet. I'd shared it like in a post on Facebook but nowhere else, so that's a little bit about how I got this sweater and why I love it so much. If you see me wear it all the time, so just know that that's what it's all about. And then the second testimony I have for you guys is about how I got this necklace, which is really cool, and again it ties into what we've been doing with U2, and a lot of people have been like asking me about it, so I kind of wanted to tell you guys a little bit about how I got it. So Jeanette and I were in Hollywood like last Monday doing our interviews for U2, and we went into the Trader Joe's because we were like, oh, maybe we'll get some lunch there. It turns out like we didn't actually want anything from Trader Joe's, so we walked out, but this guy that was like sitting on the side of the street like handing out crystals was just like, hey, can I give you guys a crystal? And we were like, okay, sure. And so we just like sat down and we were spending some time with him, and he said to us that like he basically just wanted to give us something because he saw value in what we were, like who we were, and we were like, oh, okay. And so we sat down, we were like spending some time with him. We ended up interviewing him on YouTube. So if you're looking on the YouTube Instagram, his name is Scott. So you'll hear a little bit more about his story there, but very, very interesting person. Hand mines a whole bunch of crystals on his own and basically gives a lot away, but also sells them for whatever people like can afford or want to value his work at. So he gave us each a crystal. He gave Jeanette like a singing crystal, which is what this is. And he gave me just like a regular cute little crystal, and it was like it was beautiful. Like I just like have it as like a little keepsake in my wallet. But I was just like, I've always wanted something that was kind of designed in the way that he designs his stuff, and so I was just like, oh my gosh, like actually would like love to buy one. So like, how much are you like selling them for, or like what's the value range? And I ended up buying this off him, and he like kind of customized it and like made it exactly like how I wanted, like, but even like without me asking, he just like did a little design, and I was just like, this is literally like always what I've dreamed of. So if you guys want to go and visit him and just like have a chat, he actually just wants to be around people. So as much as this is like a testimony of something that like I've always found a lot of value in, I also feel like it's a testimony for him. So please go and visit him and just give him some love if you want to or you have time. So he sits outside the Trader Joe's by Hollywood and Vine. Go there, meet him, say hi, tell him Yazzie and Jeanette sent you. But yeah, I just wanted to honor him, and I wanted to share his story a little bit because I think it's really important that I'm like sharing other people's stories as well. Like, this channel isn't just for me, it's for all of you guys. So bless you, and that is today's testimony double testimony Tuesday, whatever you guys want to call it really. But I'm glad that you are listening, and I'm sorry for not posting as frequently as I was hoping to, but I am really glad that this can bless you, and we'll be talking to you guys again soon. I'm probably going to do something special on Sunday because I will be traveling next Tuesday, so I won't be able to post a testimony Tuesday because I skipped Tuesday. So it'll either be on Monday or Wednesday, or I might do like a special kind of like testimony / feature on this Sunday. So keep your eyes peeled for that, and bless you all. I will talk to you soon.